In 2020, when all human boxers have been replaced by robot boxers, ex-boxer Charlie Kenton drives his truck down to a small called San Leandro, with his robot named Ambush, to participate in a local fight. Charlie finally makes it to the fair, in San Leandro, where he meets his old colleague Ricky, who is now the organizer and host of the fight. Charlie makes a bold move by offering to fight Ricky's bull, renowned in the area as one of the toughest fighters, for a $20,000 bet. Ricky is suspicious of Charlie's ability to pay the money and hesitates to agree. However, after some persuasion from Charlie, Ricky gives in and sets up the fight. Ambush is introduced to the crowd and enters the fighting ring while Charlie stays outside giving voice commands to Ambush. The fight starts, and in the first 2 rounds, even though Ambush is the dark horse, he completely dominates the bull. The crowd cheers for the guest fighter while Ricky tries to get the bull going. Charlie gets distracted by the reaction of the crowd, which leaves Ambush vulnerable and to be attacked by the bull. Charlie tries to help Ambush recover and fight back, but it's too late as the bull has already found its rhythm and piles on the attack. Ambush is helpless and he falls to the ground. The final countdown of the fight comes to a close as the bull continues to beat down Ambush and dismantle it. At the end of the fight, Charlie packs up what's left of Ambush and hurries to leave the town before Ricky demands for the bet money to be paid. Just as Charlie's about to get in his truck, a couple of men approach him to inform him that Caroline Fallon, his ex-girlfriend from 10 years ago, has died and his 11-year-old son, Max Kenton, is in need of a custodian. Max is shocked to hear the news and accepts the court's invitation to appear in the custody hearing for Max. The day of the hearing, Max's maternal aunt Deborah Fallon Barnes asks the court to grant her custody of the young boy on behalf of her and her wealthy husband, Marvin Barney. Charlie runs late to the hearing, looking for a new robot as Ambush has suffered grave destruction. When he gets to the court, ready to sign over his rights to Max, Charlie learns that Marvin is wealthy and decides to use this new discovery to solve his financial woes. At court recess, Marvin approaches Charlie to try and discuss the best possible arrangement for Max. Charlie then boldly negotiates to give full custody to Deborah and Marvin for $100,000. Marvin accepts the deal and asks Charlie to keep Max for the summer while he and Deborah go to Italy with their friends. Marvin gives Charlie $50,000 that day and promises to complete the payment upon his return from Italy. Charlie immediately negotiates with dealers for a once popular robot named Noisy Boy for $45,000 and has it delivered to his friend, Bailey Tallett's gym. Marvin and Deborah drop Max off at the gym and leave for Italy. Max and Charlie come face to face for the first time in a long time, but the interaction starts off hostile as Max discovers Charlie's payment and demands half. After some argument, Charlie gets frustrated with Max's stubbornness, leaves him by the gym door, and goes inside to unpack Noisy Boy with Bailey. Max follows Charlie inside and is excited to see Noisy Boy, who he recognizes from the famous fights he watched. Charlie is excited to discover that Noisy Boy has advanced voice command technology. However, when Charlie gives Noisy Boy a command, Noisy Boy doesn't follow. Max then figures out that Noisy Boy is set in Japanese and communicates with it using the Japanese he learned from video games. Bailey intervenes, switches the command to English, and makes the program suitable to use. Excited, Charlie proceeds to leave to a local fight arena hosted by his friend Finn, to enter Noisy Boy in an underground fight. Max convinces Charlie to take him to the fight and joins him in his truck. They get to the fight, and despite Max's plea to try smaller opponents at smaller fight venues, Charlie asks Finn to set Noisy Boy with Midas, which is a well-known fighter robot. The fight starts, and Midas completely dominates Noisy Boy and decapitates it, leaving Charlie frustrated. Max blames Charlie for Noisy Boy's destruction and the two get into an argument. Then Charlie gets Max in the truck and drives to the local scrapyard to look for metal scraps and anything he can fashion a fighting robot out of. There, Max follows Charlie and they sneak inside to look around and steal what they need as the rain pours down on them. They go through collecting what they need, but all of a sudden Max wanders off and falls from a steep cliff, screaming for help. Charlie is shocked and runs down to help Max. Luckily, Max breaks his fall as his jacket is caught on a dead robot's arm and suspends him in the air, which gives Charlie enough time to get to Max and pull him up. After calming down, Max realizes that the robot that saved him is buried under tons of trash and begs Charlie to help him dig it out. Charlie refuses to help, tells Max that if he wants to dig up trash all night, he is on his own, and leaves him there. The young boy spends the rest of the night digging up the robot on his own and manages to bring him out of the scrapyard the next morning, to Charlie's truck. Max and Charlie fight once more as they travel back to the gym with the new robot. At the gym, Bailey is extremely disappointed to see what happened to Noisy Boy and lets her frustration out by telling Charlie how tired she is of going through the same disappointment cycles over and over again and that she can no longer support his hobbies. Charlie asks her to help him one last time by figuring out the new robot they found. Bailey checks it out, sets it up with new power packs, charges it, and gets it started. As soon as the robot is turned on, Charlie, Max, and Bailey are pleasantly surprised to see that it has the rare shadow function, which gives the robot the ability to mimic its owner's movements. Max declares the robot his, warns his father not to even think about selling it, and goes to clean and wash it. As Max gets all the dirt off, he discovers that the robot is named Adam, as it's clearly written on its chest. That night, Max demands Charlie get Adam into a fight and spends the whole night playing and having fun with his new robot. During this time, he discovers that Adam can understand him and keeps this discovery to himself. The next morning, Bailey and Max spend some time together in the gym, and Bailey tells the young boy how good his father was as a boxer and all the incredible things he's achieved. Then Charlie approaches Bailey and informs her that he's going to Atlanta with Max to meet with some friends and see if anyone is willing to loan him money or partner with him to make a new robot. Charlie and Max take Adam and all the scrapes and drive to the biggest fight arena in Atlanta, where everyone goes to watch the most famous and undefeated robot fighter named Zeus. Max is fascinated by all the spectacle and goes around watching different fights while Charlie meets with Finn and asks for a loan. Finn doesn't want to lend Charlie money as he doesn't trust he will be paid back, and instead tells him of a small fighting arena called the Zoo, where amateurs go to fight. Charlie is frustrated and doesn't know what else he can do, so he decides to enter Adam in a fight at the zoo. The next day, Max spends the whole night cleaning Adam up and training him. The next morning, Charlie takes Max to the zoo hoping to at least sell Adam and make a few $100s when it fails. At the zoo, Charlie and Max meet the host named Kingpin, who offers Max $100 for Adam to get in the ring with his robot Metro. Max negotiates fiercely and gets the bet to $1,000 if Adam survives the first round. The fight starts and Metro dominates Adam for the first few rounds. Max desperately tries to get Adam to survive the fight while Charlie stands back pessimistically mocking the fight and Adam's movements. Then all of a sudden, Charlie notices that there's only a minute to go in the fight and Metro is running out of power while Adam calmly takes the beating. Charlie encourages Adam and Max to hold on a little longer until time runs out. Adam manages to and wins the first round, which delights Charlie to no end. Kingpin offers them double the money for another round and Max takes it while Charlie protests. In the second round, Adam dominates Metro and sends it to system failure. Charlie and Max celebrate their win and get invited to many more fights. That night, Max spends the whole night programming Noisy Boy's voice recognition into Adam and teaching it how to dance. The next morning, Max shares the new function with Charlie and asks him to teach Adam how to fight. Charlie agrees to and advises Max to dance with Adam at the beginning of fights, hoping it would make Adam memorable. So based on their agreements, Charlie starts training Adam to fight while Max teaches him different dance moves to shadow. In the next few weeks, Adam goes around winning many underground fights, making a name for itself as the dancing robot and making a lot of money for Max and Charlie. The more Adam wins, the more fights it gets invited to and the more people follow it. It becomes a local sensation and the talk of the town while helping Charlie and Max spend time with each other and bond. One day, a man approaches Max and Charlie and invites them to the biggest fight of their life, a league fight in the Real Steel Championship in Detroit, with a famous two-headed robot named Twin Cities. The father-son duo excitedly accepts the invitation and starts preparing for the fight. On the day of the fight, while Charlie and Max arrive at the fighting arena and await their turn, they are sent for by Zeus's owner Takmashido and his partner Farah Lankova, who are the richest and most influential people in the industry. Charlie and Max get to Zeus's private lounge where Farah offers them $200,000 for Adam. Charlie is tempted by the money and urges Max, who doesn't even want to consider it. He declares that Adam will never be for sale and storms out. Charlie respects Max's wish and joins him in preparing for the fight against Twin Cities. The fight starts and the place is filled with spectators. Twin Cities starts on the offensive and assaults Adam, while Adam tries to take on the beating and survive the beatings. Max freaks out and begs Charlie to figure out Twin Cities' weakness. Then while scrambling to drive Adam, Charlie notices a glitch in Twin Cities' punch and discovers its weakness. He gears Adam's offense towards this weakness and beats the revered Twin Cities. The whole place goes wild as Max and Charlie celebrate their unlikely win. Max then takes the mic to challenge Zeus to a fight. The crowd falls in love with Max and screams Adam's name in support. Charlie and Max celebrate and divide the money amongst themselves, but as they proceed to leave the arena, they are accosted by Ricky and his men, demanding money. Before Charlie can explain himself and offer them the money, the men attack them. They beat both Max and Charlie and rob them of all their winnings. Fearing for Max's safety, Charlie calls Deborah immediately and asks her to take Max, which breaks the young boy's heart. When Max realizes what's happening, he begs Charlie to let him stay and for them to work with Adam together. Charlie argues with Max and tries to convince him of his reasoning, but Max doesn't buy it. As Marvin and Deborah take Max away, Marvin offers Charlie the rest of the money, but Charlie declines it. Charlie then returns to Talent Gym to see Bailey, who advises him to be there for Max. Bailey and Charlie kiss and start a relationship. Charlie goes to New York to see Max. There he tells Max how sorry he is for what happened to his mother and for not being there. He then tells him that he's ready to fight for him. Then Charlie excitedly informs Max that Adam has a fight scheduled with Zeus, and the two set off to the fight. The fight starts and once again the arena is filled with an expectant crowd. The mighty Zeus starts dominating and beating up Adam, but Adam survives multiple rounds against all odds. However, Adam's voice recognition shuts down and Max puts Adam in shadow mode and has it mirror Charlie, while Farah and Tak freak out watching the perseverance of Adam as their name is online. The fight goes on, and Zeus looks tired as Adam takes all the beating and wears him out while the crowd cheers his name. Adam then starts fiercely attacking Zeus. Tak desperately takes manual control of Zeus as Charlie continues to passionately shadow beat Zeus and throws him down. Zeus gets up and takes more of Adam's beating but is saved from complete humiliation by the referee's bell. After 5 rounds, the fight is forced to be decided by the judge's scorecard. Zeus marginally wins the game and stays the undefeated champion, but Tak is humiliated. The movie ends as the crowd names Adam the people's champion. Max and Charlie are hailed winners and celebrate together with Adam. With that, the movie ends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.